What's good, y'all? Here with another video, and today we're gonna be reacting to a video by Tommy NFG. Shout out Tommy NFG. I've been watching Tommy NFG for a minute. So the video is called "Things That Ruin Gen Z," I believe. And me being Gen Z, maybe I can, agree or disagree. I think me and Tommy are around the same age. Maybe we're definitely from the same generation because he's definitely not old as fuck. But yeah, we're just gonna see what ruined our generation.
I'm no stranger to talking about the absolute bullshit that goes on with every generation. And as society starts to advance, there's always a guarantee of a new generation that's worse than the last. So today we're going to be talking about things that ruined our generation and put us on an unequivocal downfall. And honestly, I'm kind of realizing that I have way too many videos on generations and shit. So this
It's I'm not trying to pause a lot, but what's crazy? A lot, like, I be wondering, like, the people who make these type of videos, like him and Degenerosity, G Grimy, and all of them, like, when they editing these videos, like, what do they be thinking about when they be picking these clips? Because sometimes they just be talking, and then, like, the clip would just be random as fuck, and they ain't got nothing to do with what they talking about. So I wonder what they be thinking about when they just be putting random clips into the video.
is going to be the last one for a while. Buckle in. The first one is a social media app that houses the most beauty. Okay, cut the drum roll. It's TikTok. I don't think anyone should be surprised by this. Now, coming from someone who started making content on TikTok with the famous ad Charlie D'Amelio and managed to escape hey, ain't you that nigga on TikTok? Allegations. Actually, I do still get that, but I'll take it as a compliment that you know me from somewhere. I can't fully start off with hate on the Brain Dead app. Like, there is things I've learned that are actually useful.
How to not get fucked in the ass.
I know all the things about kids' attention span being fraud to the max are mostly jokes, but I genuinely think governments somewhere need to do some test studies of this stuff because it can't be okay. If I was growing up as a kid with unlimited content I could scroll forever with until the end of time, I probably would have sat there like the Gen Alpha kids too, honestly. I really knew this.
Hold on, y'all. Alright.
Attention span was a problem when I would be talking with some of my friends in a Discord, and at the slightest pause or stop of our conversation, I hear the loudest blast of TikTok sounds blasting my ear because a nigga doesn't know how to mute his mic. It's like someone who has to get their vape hit in the next 5 minutes or they'll start going insane. And speaking of vaping, man, I really thought this smoking was gonna be nipped in the bud with our generation. But not only has it gotten worse, people be considering you a loser if you don't do it. Like, when did we get to the...
Nah, that is crazy. When it come to, like, smoking and drinking and shit, they feel like if you don't do those two things, you don't know, if they ask you, like, if you smoke or drink and you say no to both of them or either one of them, they be like, damn, like, what do you do to have fun then? Or, shit like that. And they be like, you gotta smoke weed and drink alcohol to have fun? Like, that sounds pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie. Sounds pretty sad to, have, like, your only way of having fun is drinking and smoking. You know what I'm saying? Or at least, like, that's a major part of it, I feel like there's other ways to have fun besides doing those type of things. Like, it's okay to be sober. That's another thing I want to... It's okay to be sober, y'all. Like, it's okay to be sober. You don't have to do some shit just because you're an adult or just because another motherfucker think it's cool. You don't have to do those type of things, bro. That shit really corny for real, bro. Especially if it's peer pressure, bro. You're just doing it just to look cool. That's some goofy shit. Definitely don't smoke or drink. I advise you not to smoke or drink, but if you do it responsibly.
Point in this generation that if you're sober and hanging out with friends somewhere, you're a boring person. If you're genuinely one of those people that makes fun of someone for just wanting to be sober hanging out somewhere, you're a loser. But the main thing I think of vaping is, y'all never got scared of those smoking ads they would play on TV as a kid? You know, the ones with the lady in the hole in her neck who would always be going like, here's how we go on the night. First you gotta put the voice box to your throat. Go on in the kitchen to make a sandwich. That gave me some psychological scars, dude. Like, I know she definitely dropped dead a year after those ads. So for you vaping fiends right now, that's the future I hope y'all are prepared for. I'm gonna be trying to put in some golf balls.
You know what else I never understood either? When people post on their social media, like, it'd be like a clip of them smoking. Like, am I supposed to get excited about that, or am I supposed to be like, oh no, they smoking, that shit cool as hell? Like, I never understood why people would just post like a clip of them smoking. Like, Am I supposed to care? You know, like, I don't know.
to them holes in y'all's necks. It should never be to the point where kids
It's like-
use their bathroom breaks in school to
It's like
hit
when people
their
sip
vapes.
lean,
This is
like,
why our
that shit
education
corny.
is on an absolute spike of a downfall. At least back then, when kids would smoke cigarettes, everyone in a 5-mile radius would catch the smell. With vapes as purified air, the most you're smelling is mango flavor, so you're not getting caught. That means little Timmy who starts vaping in 4th grade is going to continue until his inevitable death at 30 years old. The next thing we got is OnlyFans. Y'all know how grandmothers and great-grandmothers are seen as the most wholesome figures of existence, sitting in rocking chairs, knitting sweaters, and baking cookies. I've really been thinking in the future, what the f are grandmothers gonna be looked at like? Like, are they gonna be sitting in rocking chairs and telling the little kids the story of how back in 2024 they took big black number 7 at the skyline view of Miami, and how you should always enjoy the beauty of life because in that moment I did. At the same time, I can't really hate on them chasing an obvious bag in their face, and the dudes who buy the OnlyFans are actually
That is a crazy thing to talk about though. Like, imagine you are a corn star, or like, you know, Adam 22's wife, and your kid grows up, and then they have kids or whatever, and then like, that just feels like a never-ending cycle of being bullied. Cause no matter how hard you know how to roast, all a motherfucker gotta do is pull up the, man. All they gotta do is pull up the videos, bro, and it's up for you, bro. It's up for you, bro. God damn, bro. I feel bad for a kid that parent, like, they parent is a, that sucks, bro. OF models and corn stars,
all to
bro.
blame, really. But my god, these OnlyFans are so unstandable. One of my safest havens on the internet is
Yeah, the
meme
dudes
pages
definitely
I
buy
follow
this.
online. And every time I see one of these OnlyFans hoes randomly pop up in a meme page I'm following, I immediately want to go berserk. Like, I'm not trying to see your full asshole spread in a meme page I'm following called Cute Funny Dog Memes. People would already be on their incognito tabs if they wanted to see that. And the fact that it's just commonplace for a girl to open an OnlyFans on her 18th birthday is weird. Because I hope these girls know the dudes that are buying these when they turn 18 are not in their age range. They already know how to work the system for free. It's old ass dudes sitting there with sweat dripping from their face just waiting for the day to pop up. Your whole life being ruined before it even started is crazy. She could legit still be in high school and have that open. And unless you're a celebrity or famous, then yeah, you're not making any money from that OnlyFans. Shout out to all the women in my life who chose the path of work.
And that's why they be promoting that bitch like crazy, because they know if they not no celebrity, they gotta go to every social media and promote they shit, man. It's like a motherfucking rapper, bro. Like, you gotta, they be promoting that shit like rappers, and they when rappers used to promote try to sell CDs and shit, or like a rapper promoting they snippets on TikTok and shit, bro. They really be, them OF models be locked in.
Hard careers and getting where they are. Because you could have got a bad spawn like being a Lana Rhodes kid or an upcoming Bad Babies kid. I could put a parlay bet that them kids are probably not making it alive past the age of 12. And since we're speaking of OnlyFans, let's talk about the OnlyFans for men. Male podcast. I've already made videos on both of these already, so I'm not gonna go too in depth. But at this point, there is nothing to say on a male podcast already that's already been said. Ever since these started popping off, I've already heard the same things every time. To be a high value man, you need 6 figures and a man cheating as a woman is not the same. If you cry in front of your girl, you might as well get a divorce. The milk's been sucked out the cow's titties, man. You gotta venture into something else. And I think it's kind of falling off, and dudes are realizing that maybe watching male podcasts all day instead of actually going outside and getting some is not the way to do it. Do you ever notice the dudes that watch these people constantly almost never have relationships? Honestly, there's not a single male podcaster I could ever actively watch in my YouTube rotation. And the worst thing to me is a lot of these dudes be damn near middle-aged men arguing about
I don't
this.
even think
This
I'll
is the
watch
type of talk you
podcasts.
should
Like, I
hear
don't
from a
even watch
college gym
podcasts.
locker room. Y'all niggas gotta worry about starting families. But I know for a fact every guy watching this knows at least one dude that's an insane rider to these guys. The next thing we got is COVID. Okay,
Facts.
breathe in and breathe out. I wanted to ease the list a little down with something we couldn't control. I swear, it doesn't even feel like it's 2024. I'm still in the same world of 2020. It's baffling.
Facts.
How are we closer to 2030 than 2016? COVID caused the Thanos
Damn.
blip, and ever since, I've been derealized from life. Everyone's social skills after COVID got nerfed a solid 10 centuries. And society at this point is the most antisocial it's ever been. Like, why is there kids out there genuinely scared to ask the cashier for ketchup packets? Y'all got it lost. Standing like he not tying asking for some barbecue sauce with your fries. And I blame COVID because I swear I don't remember it being this bad before. You don't gotta be super extroverted and introduce yourself to every person you meet on the street like you're Willy Wonka, but at least ask for the damn sauce packets. Also, our education.
Nah, for real. That's facts though. Like, I'm introverted myself, but like, I don't have a problem with conversing with people. Like, I feel like there's literally kids who were born through the COVID situation, and they don't know what it's like to interact with other people because they were fucking locked in the house. You know what I'm saying? And as a kid, you should be able to have those interactions with other people, like going to school. They didn't have a chance to really go to school. When they were going to school, it's like it was on the tablet or the computer through Zoom. So it's like, it's very unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is.
From COVID times is definitely going to have a detrimental effect on us in the future. Like, let me ask everybody right here, do you have a genuine core school lesson moment you remember from Zoom class? Nah, nigga, that was for nap time. Society would have been better taking off 2 years of school than coming back to learn from where we left off. Now I understand why it's always been a favorite to do in-person classes rather than online classes. And for assignments, not a single person was actually doing that. This was prime Warzone time. Prime Among Us time. No one was actually doing their work without cheating unless if they had to. The next thing we got is canceling. Now we all know canceling. I don't really gotta explain it at all. I don't have a video on it. But I know Gen Alpha's gonna make fun of Gen Z and millennials for being such with this. I would say the peak of cancellation times was like 2016 to 2022.
Holy hell, were those the worst times to be on the internet.
I'll never forget when Twitch banned the words of virgin and simp because people got offended by it. Me personally, I think they were trying to defend their main source of income, but that's just a theory. I miss you, Matt Pat. I'm so happy canceling has died down because if it was still like that to this day, I know I wouldn't be able to handle it. It was kind of weird that the solution was just to ignore people on Twitter. Who would have thought? The next thing we got is makeup. Now, hold on. Let me explain it, okay? I obviously could give a rat's ass if you want to put on the makeup that you bought with your own money. Fuck it, you want to look like those weird-looking UK girls' makeup that's damn near blackface, go for it. But because of social media, it's causing little girls to be insecure about their looks. All they see is those videos
I'm
that
sorry,
go like...
but I can't get past that clip. And, like, when people post stuff like that, who really be watching that shit, bro?
Doing my makeup
Gotta
tutorial plus
kids,
story
bro.
time. And they get fed that shit 24/7, so they think they gotta look like that all the time. I only learned this in high school too, because my friend always had her makeup on professionally every day. Like, you would think she was going to a makeup artist before school every day. And she told me that she wakes up 2 hours before school just to get ready. High school's already way
crazy.
too early, and you're adding extra time to that? And I think it's much more of a common thing that happens than guys think. Even on social media, most women will post some type of filter with their photos on, even if you can't tell. Nowadays, there's even reports of kids in like elementary school and middle school doing this. And I blame these damn TikTok. Getting all dressed in the makeup department for an activity like school sounds so tiring. You should be pulling up instead with funeral clothes on. The next thing we've got is men versus women. Now I know this.
You know what I think too? When it comes to situations like, you know, like image, like, you know, the makeup stuff and like all the stuff that he's talking about, besides like not interacting with each other, it really just feels like this has been going on for a minute, but as time goes on, it just enhances and it just gets worse. Like, it's been going on, but now it's just worse.
Might sound confusing to place here because duh, it's always been a thing. But never have I seen a generation like ours have women hating men more than ever and men hating women more than ever.
It's
so
crazy.
I prepared this controversial statement targeted towards the internet on this topic. Excuse me, everyone. Men need women, and women need men. I know.
Facts.
So brave of me. I'll take my Nobel Peace Prize to go. There should be no reason 12-year-old girls are saying all men need to be put to death. And there should be no reason 12-year-old boys are saying all women are objects. Growing up, the most I thought as a kid was girls had cooties. And most of the time, the people who are extreme on each of these sides base everything off like a couple of experiences. Then they end up in a rabbit hole they can never leave because it digs them deeper and deeper. Which is why you have those extreme hate all men girls and those extreme loser podcast dudes. It's funny because I swear we were taught growing up not to base things just off one experience. With their logic, if someone who's white has a couple of black people do some bad things to them, they could just go in public and be like, you know what? Maybe I do hate all black people. That's y'all, by the way. But it's annoying when stuff like this bleeds into real life. I've met people from both of these spectrums, and I'll tell you, it's not a fun experience. I'm never really around them for too long. I'm proud to say I've never said some TikTok brainwashing like I hate all women. It's one thing to joke about it, but to genuinely say I hate all men or I hate all women is very sad. And it feels like with our generation, I see it a lot more than I should. And the last thing we got is slang. Now, it's no doubt that our generation has the most slang than every other one combined, but that is the main problem. Slang gets way too overused nowadays, and it's kind of ruined the appeal to it. With early 2010 slang, it felt like people were saying it for years before it actually got overused. Like, I remember when everyone was saying YOLO and it went on for a solid amount of time. But nowadays, every word gets so used and abused, it starts to lose its meaning. Let's take, for example, glazing. This is one I noticed in real time. When people first started saying glazing about last year to 2 years ago, it was because someone was actually idling someone to the point of no return. But nowadays, if you say someone even inspired you online, you're getting a barrage of glazing comments. And we could take every single slang and apply the exact same logic to it. And that about wraps everything up. I think I've summed up everything pretty well. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Well, that was a good video, man. He wasn't wrong at all. Like most of everything that he talked about pretty much was on point. Yeah, like it. I talked about it in my videos too. The last video I uploaded. Yeah, society is pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up, and I don't know how we're gonna make it get better. But yeah, it's looking rough. But with that said, man, that's the end of the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'm out, man. Peace.